What's up, you guys? Welcome to 4th and 1, 49er Sports Talk. I'm joined by my co-host, CG Ruthless, but you know what? I don't know where he's at. Where is he? I don't see him anywhere. Maybe he'll be joining us real soon. I'm not sure. You know, sometimes he runs late and oh shit. Hey guys, hey, watch out, watch out!
Whoa! Whoa, shit.
Call the cops! And here he is!
Was it my reception? I guess something went off.
Yo, you missed it, man. I was like, where is he? Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, shit, here he comes!
Shit! I wasn't, huh? I told you, motherfucker. Whoa! Whoa, shit.
Call the cops! And he was pissed because he was telling these motherfuckers, hey, I told you they were going to beat the Bears. But guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to 4th and 1. So the Niners had a big fucking week, bigger than we could possibly imagine. They kicked the shit out of the Chicago Bears by a final score of 38-10, and they improved to 6-7 on the year. This was a game that we all wanted to see. This was a game that we were hoping to get. Because realistically, the Niners, they're a better team than what we've seen all year long. And so seeing them come in there, destroy the Bears, it reminded us that, hey, look, this is still a really good team. This is still a team that can make a difference out there. And I'm excited for the Niners remainder of the season. And they got a big game coming up this week against the LA Rams. But before we get to that, let's talk about their previous game, which is up against the Chicago Bears. Chris, first of all, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I saw you came in. You were coming in hot with that car. But how'd you feel about the Niners' performance against the Chicago Bears?
Well, this was probably the best Niners team we've seen all season do.
All season. I agree.
I mean, the defense played up to their potential. They only gave up 13 points, but let's be honest, there was some garbage points. Dude, the way we dominate the Bears, bro, this has never happened in halftime history, dude. The Niners had, 300 plus total yards, and the Bears had 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I felt like a lot of the frustrations the players have had all year, they took that shit out on Chicago. They were like, fuck these guys. We're going to beat them. We're tired of fucking losing. We got blown out in Green Bay. We got blown out in Buffalo. You guys are not going to come in here and beat us. And they took out all their frustration on them. And they were up 21-0 like that. And this game was over quick. And like I told Adam Karnick, host of Chi-Town Weekly over on IE Sports Radio, I told him, I said, dude, we fucking ran through them like diarrhea. They had nothing. They couldn't stop it. They were like, ah. And dude, Isaac Guerendo. How about Guerendo? 15 rushes for 78 yards and 2 fucking touchdowns. For the first time, we saw Kyle Shanahan not only use Isaac Guerendo, but use Patrick Taylor. He had 7 carries for 25 yards, and he had a touchdown. Brock Purdy ran the ball 5 times for 11 yards. We saw them run a quarterback option, which he should have gave the ball to Guerendo, but instead, he ran in for a touchdown himself, which got called back on a holding call by Ricky Pearsall. But again, we saw them use different running backs. We even saw them use Deebo Samuel. He had 5 rushes for 13 yards and 2 rushes from Keyshawn Vaughn for 4 yards. We saw a flurry of different running backs being used in the game, something that we've been wanting Kyle Shanahan to do for quite some time. Chris, what did you think about the running game, and what did you think about Isaac Guerendo's play, not only as a runner, but as a receiver?
Well, Guerendo has that potential. Like, he showcased that, he was a receiver before coming into in the NFL, into college. Like, he was a receiver in high school. Then he was in Wisconsin. They switched him to running back. This guy had the background. So he does have some good skill set, bro. That dude's quick, like quick as hell, dude. Like, he may not get you the big runs right away, but it may take a couple of more extra carries, and then boom, he'll get 20 or 30-yard run right there.
So let's go ahead and look at the stats. Like I said, Guerendo had 15 carries for 78 yards. On top of that, He also had 2 catches for 50 yards, both of which were huge plays. One was a shallow crossing route on 3rd down, in which he turned that into about a 15-yard gain. And then he had the other one, which was a la Christian McCaffrey, a 25-yard lob by Brock Purdy, in which Garendo caught. I thought he rolled into the end zone, but they said he was down the 1-yard line. Nevertheless, he still ran it in for a touchdown, so he still got that touchdown. But to me, Garendo looked more dynamic than any of the running backs have looked all year. The last time we saw a running back look this dynamic, it was Christian McCaffrey against the Bills, and that lasted about maybe a quarter before he, sprained his PCL, his penis cunt ligament. So once he went out, then that was it. I mean, and then look at you bring back Jordan Mason, who hasn't played and barely got any touches since McCaffrey's been back, and then he went and got hurt. So watching Isaac Garendo go out there and look dynamic, it was beautiful to see. I loved it.
Yeah, the speed and everything he's doing, it translates pretty well. So I like that he showcased it. But my question is he going to even play or not?
I think he will. I know he has a sprained foot, but I think that we're going to see him move. I mean, we saw him walking off the field, off his own volition during towards the end of that game. So if he couldn't walk on it, I'd be more worried. But I think by now you would have gotten more notifications that he's out. But I think he's definitely going to play. Now, will he get as many touches as he did last week at 15? Maybe not. I think Patrick Taylor will get a little bit of a bigger load. But I think the one guy, if Garendo cannot go, the one person we're going to see a lot more of in the backfield, I think, is Deebo Samuel. I think he heard what he said, Kyle Shanahan, and he's going to start handing him the ball, going straight up the middle. Here, go do something. Go. You say you don't get the ball enough, go do something. So let me ask you about that. What did you think about Deebo Samuel's comments after the game that he's not struggling, he's just not getting the ball?
That's nothing but BS, man. Like, the reason why you're probably not getting much targets, dude, is because you're not breaking tackles and you're dropping some key catches, dude, like on some 3rd down plays.
Yeah.
And you're not separating, dude. You're not making separation. This is what separates. Okay, like, you see Jennings is making the most of those opportunities. You see Kittle makes the most out of it. Deebo, if you want to get some of those targets again, you got to start showing it again. Maybe against the Rams, you can open up and become what you are. Maybe this is a George Kittle type of context where he did say he didn't get targets against the Bills. Maybe this is the game for Deebo.
It is. And let's look at that comment that he made over on X. Here it is right here. Not struggling at all, just not getting the ball. My thing is this, is that as a leader on this team, why do you make a comment like that when you came off a dominant win? I don't understand that. And look, is he struggling? Yeah, I think he's struggling because he, like you were saying, he can't get separation and he doesn't have that explosive ability to break tackles or evade tacklers. He's better going straight up the middle with a full head of steam. That's when he gets better yardage. When he has to try to turn that corner, he doesn't have that explosive speed ability that we saw in Isaac Garendo. There was a handoff to Garendo in which he turned the corner based on his pure speed and athleticism alone. And so to me, it's like, look, Garendo can do that. He's a lot younger. He's a lot faster. But Deebo can't do that anymore. And that's why we saw some of his best runs against the Bears was his runs up the middle when he has a full head of steam and he's able to, jump step and dodge tackles. And he did one run to him. He almost got 10 yards. Now, look, I think it's a bad call for him. And not only that, and look at Reader's content. He leads the team in drops. He is struggling. This is not real, but it's funny. He does. He leads the team in drops. I'm like, dude, come on. You can't be talking all that game and then not have the stats to back it up. That's just not cool. But my thing is this, is that you come off a huge win in a game that you had to win against the Bears. And then you come out saying that. It's almost like that's all you care about is your own stats. Chris, let me ask you, what was your take on what that tweet, do you think it had an impact on the locker room?
I don't think it's that big of a concern. I just think that Debo just, I think it's childish of him to put it out there. I mean, I think teammates kind of understood of what was said, and maybe they kind of addressed him, and maybe he deleted that. So maybe there was some conversations, and maybe that's where Debo had to take some common sense and say, you know what, okay, I'm going to delete it.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just all good from here.
Well, I'll tell you what, we do have some footage of Debo on the practice field this morning. Here it is right here. You can see he's shaking it loose, getting separation. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Oh man, that's like me running routes. That's like me running for a cheeseburger.
Give me that cheeseburger. Let's go. But to me, it's just, hey, look, you guys got a big win. Just focus on the winning. Stop focusing on what you want to better your own stats, and let's focus on the positives of the game. One of which was this guy right here, Yetur Gross-Matos, Player of the Week, NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He had 4 tackles and 3 sacks. If we can get that against the Rams, that's going to be huge for the 49ers in winning this game. What'd you think of Gross-Matos?
I believe he had his best performance by far. I think he's had the best of his entire career because in Carolina, he wasn't what he was. So, like you said, I agree with you, what you said about Yetur Gross-Matos. He was still recovering from that knee injury. So then once he got fully healthy, he started getting into form.
Yeah. Now that he's in game shape, it's making a huge difference on his contribution to the game when he's actually out there. Another guy who had a really big game, which I'm looking for him to have a big game on Thursday night, is Leonard Floyd. Looking at his numbers, Leonard Floyd now has 8.5 sacks on 307 pass rush snaps. Nick Bosa has 7 on 320, and then so on and so forth. But he had a really good game. He was there he got himself 2 sacks, and he was there for one of the Yetur Gross-Matos sacks. So they were getting pressure on Caleb Williams. Now, granted, the Bears are not a very good offensive team. They're not a very good team in general, but this was a get-right game for the Niners. I was talking to Adam Karnick, host of Chi-Town Weekly, and he was telling me the reverse. He was like, I think this is going to be a get-right game for the Bears. And I was like, oh, God, just hearing that, it was devastating. Instead, this was clearly a get-right game for the 49ers. And I loved seeing Leonard Floyd getting pressure on the quarterback, especially late in the year. What'd you think about Leonard Floyd and what he was able to do?
Well, he's worth every penny, man. Like, I looked at the stats. When Bosa's not on the field, he actually has 5 sacks, 5 of those sacks, which is insane.
Yeah. No, and he's having a good year, and he's a proven veteran and a leader as well. So I'm happy to see him finding success out there. But the Bears are just not. They were not firing all cylinders, or if they were, it was pretty pathetic. But one thing I wanted to talk about was the return of Talanoa Hufanga. Not only his return, but starting over Jair Brown, who's been struggling all year. And to see Hufanga out there, he looked so much better, so much more experienced, better against the run. He looked better all the way around. And the defense looked better all the way around with Hufanga out there and Mustafa, and as opposed to Jair Brown and Mustafa. We got Rockin' a New Era 84 saying, hey, yo! Good morning, fellas. Good morning. Good to see you, buddy. And then Daniel Berry says, hey. But what'd you think about Hufanga? Man, I thought the guy was great out there. I thought he re-energized the entire defense.
Yeah, he doesn't miss tackles. His presence is well felt. I mean, there's a difference between Jair Brown and him. No offense to Jair Brown. Hopefully, it kind of humbles him in the bench, and maybe he can get it together. But yeah, having Huff matters because he won't make a lot of mistakes.
Absolutely. And then I have a video here that I'm going to share from the great Johnny Dell. Before we do that, let's let everybody know as well that this show is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use promo code DreArea Sports to save $20 on your first purchase over at SeatGeek.com. So if you're looking to go to the game this week, use promo code DreArea Sports. Use promo code CG Ruthless and save an additional $20. So if you're going to the game, and you and your buddy are going to a game, there's $40 back in your pocket for 2 tickets right there. if you go to the game to support the Niners against the Rams when you use SeatGeek.com. We're also brought to you by BetUS. Use promo code DreArea Sports. BetUS will match you up to 125% on your first 2 deposits up to $2,000 when using promo code DreArea Sports. Definitely check out BetUS. It's where the game begins. And, of course, we're brought to you by PowerBrandSystems. If you're looking for a website for your small business, big business, YouTube channel, then check out PowerBrandSystems. Use promo code 300POWER and the referral link in the description below when making your first purchase over at PowerBrandSystems. You'll save up to $300. They will build you a magnificent website that will help you generate more business, more leads, more everything. If you want proof of that, go to my website, which is nicotina.net. We're all part of the Nicotina Network, and you'll find membership tiers are available under DreArea Sports. And they start as low as $1 a month. Definitely check that out. If you want to join the community for DreArea Sports, I can send you a link if you send me your email address, or if you become a member, and I'll save you. Because if you become a member, you're in there for free. If you want to just join the community without becoming a member, that's going to cost you only $3. And you get to join the community. You can interact with me, with Chris, my brother, a lot of different guys. So definitely check that out. I'm constantly posting updates on Niners, Giants, and Warriors all season long. Now, with that being said, let's go to this video, which shows you the difference of having Talanoa Hufanga on the field as opposed to Jair Brown.
It's really good to see Talanoa Hufanga back on the field. He's right here. And the 49ers are in a weak side rotation of cover 3, sometimes called cover 9. The Bears are going to run an inside zone here. They're going to do a little zone read, and they get pretty good success early. The zone read is going to hold the backside defensive end, Sam O. They're able to get both linemen up on the linebackers on the second level. But Hufanga, he's going to see this. His initial fill isn't there. He's going to then track the ball carrier and then go meet the ball carrier with physicality, shutting down the run. If you're a team and you have this kind of a seam right here and you have a hole, you're really happy with how your offense is running this play. But again, Hufanga is able to get in there and really fill and bring that physical force back to the defense.
And that's what we need to see for quite a long time. Just somebody who can read the defense and be a powerful force out there to help this defense against the run game in which they've struggled all year. So it's good to see him out there, and thank you for Johnny Dell for making that short clip that he posts on X. Definitely check out Johnny Dell Football Academy over on YouTube, or you can be a member of his channel over at jfa49.com. But Chris, man, Hufanga, I didn't think was going to make that big of a difference. Boy, was I wrong. He made a huge difference.
I mean, at this point, he would make a huge difference because look at how Jair Brown is just messing up on his assignments at times. So you kind of figure he can't do any worse. I mean, yeah, a Huff coming off an injury and having a club, right? You would think, oh, he's not going to make a difference.
Big difference. And not only that, but when he came out of the game and they brought Jair Brown in, probably to give him a breather, that's talking about Talanoa Hufanga. What did he do? He gave up a touchdown on a bad play on defense.
He needs to get well coached or something, man. The talent's
he needs
there.
something. Yeah.
The talent's there. It's just the coaching part needs to get there.
Yeah. And, I mean, it goes to show you, too, when you go from a defensive coordinator in Steve Wilks, who was a defensive back specialist, to, Nick Sorensen, I think he's seeing a little bit of a difference there as well in terms of like how he's scheming him up and what he wants him to do. I know Wilkes was big on having his safeties cover running backs, cover underneath. So this may be a little different for him, but he's definitely struggling this year. But so it's good to see Hufanga, show up and make a huge difference on the defensive side.
Yeah, it does. But I think like your boy Rock said, I think that Huff is definitely trying to earn himself a big contract. So that makes a lot of sense why Huff is playing at a better level right now.
Well, absolutely, he has to. He's got to prove that he still got it. He's missed so much time this year. Now, if he plays like this the rest of the year, I think he may end up leaving anyway because he might attract a bigger contract for somebody else. But the Niners, if they're smart, they'll re-sign him now. But, Hufunga's not dumb. He might say, no, you know what? I'll wait till after the year's over. I'm going to prove myself and hopefully get a bigger contract. But if they were smart, they try to lock him up immediately. Now, here's one thing that I wanted to bring up. We talk about Hufanga coming back. Big difference, right? We want to have, Nick Bosa come back. Probably not going to be this week. Fingers crossed. But he probably won't be coming back this week, which I hope he does come back. But the man that is coming back this week is none other than Dre fucking Greenlaw is coming back this Thursday against the Rams. And now we're going to be able to see both Greenlaw and Warner out there together. Now, we've seen a huge difference in terms of the defense. When you have Devondre Campbell and Fred Warner, it's not been as effective as Greenlaw and Warner. I mean, it shows you how much they leaned on these two guys. When you look at the rest of the league, right? A lot of the league is playing 3-4 defense where you have, 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers out there to help shore up the run. Now, you can do that, but, our whole scheme is the wide 9. You want to have a 4-3 lineup, a defensive lineup. And that works great because it sets the edge and it forces you to run up the middle. Who do you have up the middle? You have Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner, monsters that can plug up the run game. Talanoa Hufanga, Malik Mustafa, guys that can run up and stuff that run game. So our run defense has just gotten better. I believe it's gotten better 100%, having just Hufanga and Greenlaw out there.
It kind of like keeps it makes opposing offense more to respect that part, because before they would have our way against us, but now that you get somebody like Greenlaw and Huff out there, they make sure, hey man, we're gonna come for you.
Absolutely, and they know that he brings the pain too. He's bringing heat on all the defensive players. That is Dre Greenlaw on his return. Yeah. But real quick, going back to that game. Let's look at the numbers one more time. Brock Purdy, 20-25 for 325 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a 145.4 quarterback rating, a near-perfect quarterback rating. I thought Brock Purdy played one of his best games of the year. He was making passes on the run. He was making passes down the field. He looked more decisive. He looked more in command. You could argue that, well, the Bears aren't very good. Bears had a good defense. They had a high-rated defense, and he picked them apart. One reason why, George Kittle. We went back to the concept of just get the ball to your playmakers. Let's not try to and be cute and try to scheme something up to free up some guys. No, we're going to go right at you with our best players. George Kittle, 6 catches for 151 yards. He went off as long as it was a 33-yarder. Juwan Jennings, 7 catches, 90 yards. These two guys are carrying the offense right now.
Yeah, they are so far. I mean, you know what really kind of stood out about that Bears game was we did some of those screen pass plays where you saw those plays with Kittle, right? Where it became a big chunk of plays. You saw it with different plays, right? The way how it was, dude, we should have went back to those basics, but what took so long, man? Then you just said the running back changes, right? So there was something cooking right there.
There was definitely something cooking right there. And I think in this case, Kyle Shanahan was like, look, I'm not fucking around. I'm not trying to be conservative. He was being aggressive, going for it on 4th down, challenging hella plays. It was great to see. I loved it. I love what I saw out of Kyle Shanahan. Now, all year, he's been a guy that has made one bad call after another. Nothing has worked out. Not that it's the wrong call, but it just never works out. It always seems to go backwards. This game, all the calls he made were the right calls. And it was good to see him, kind of get on that, kind of get right against the Bears.
A get right game. And then the fact that he gambled on 4th down when you would think, hey, he's going to settle for field goals, right? Nope, he went for it on 4th down, which was shocking.
And Rockin' New Era 84, he's right. The Debo sweeps are not fooling anybody anymore. I think he's more effective up the middle. Because he's more of a power back when he's running the ball. And so if you give him a full head of steam and let him hit those tackles, he can bounce off those guys and keep trucking forward. I don't think he has the ability anymore to turn that corner with that kind of with that breakaway speed.
Yeah, I think it would work well with Pearso or Cowan. They do better at those spots.
Yeah, I think they would. Terradome says, Nicotina, you sell vapes? Nope, that's the other one. This is I have 3 YouTube channels. So if you go to my website, nicotina.net, you'll see there's a membership tiers for DreArea Sports. Please become a member. If you become a member, I will send you a link, and you'll be able to join the community for free and be able to interact on the community using the collab app. Game changer. I'm telling you right now, man. Game changer. Another thing too about the offense, Ricky Pearsall, he finally got a catch. 1 catch, 5 yards, and then we didn't see him again. So it is what it is. What's that? Yeah, they should. He's done one before, and he had a really big gain as well, which still they haven't gone back to that yet. So Niners had a great game against the Bears. It was a real get right game for them. Hufanga ended up having 5 tackles, which he was big against the run. Leonard Floyd had 2 sacks. Malik Collins had a sack. Yeturgos Matos had 3 sacks. So 6 sacks total for the 49ers. And Evan Anderson, I thought, was great on the interior, stopping the run game. And I think that's where we're going to see more success when it comes to the Los Angeles Rams. Because when you look at the Rams, right, they live and die off of the arm of Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
They don't run the ball. Kyron Williams is not a big threat on the ground. They haven't really been a running team. Now, when you look at some of Matthew Stafford's splits, right, this season, at home and away, it's been fairly consistent. Only 4 picks at home, 3 picks away, so not really a huge difference. His rating is at 96.7, while on the road he's 96.9. So that doesn't really affect him. In victory margin of of about 7 points or less, that's where the difference is. Let me go ahead and pull this up right now, and we can look at it together.
Okay.
So right here, victory margin 8 to 14 points. He has a quarterback rating of 124.5, 4 touchdowns, no pick. When the victory margin is only about 7 points, 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. So when the score is close, he plays even tighter, and he's more clutch because he's an experienced quarterback, former Super Bowl champion. My point is that everything is reliant upon what Matthew Stafford can do with his arm. And I think that's where the Niners need to win Thursday. You have Diamador Lenore, you have Charvarius Ward, and Renardo Green. They need to D up on Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, and Cooper Kupp. If you can shut those guys down or make it harder on them to get separation, then I think that you're going to find a lot of success against Matthew Stafford. He's not a running quarterback. We know he can't really move. He may trot for a few yards, but he's not going to take off like Brock Purdy would. No, he's more of a pocket quarterback. So you have to apply pressure and have much more. You have to have more success in coverage sacks when you're going up against Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, that could be an important key to limit their passing game, but if the Rams were smart, they probably would want to run with Kyron Williams, which he's shown that he can be an effective running back. But that's the main key is he can be the X factor. So we might want to take away the passing game, but let's force him to run the ball with Kyron Williams.
Well, check this out too. This year on grass and turf, on grass he has 0 touchdowns, 1 pick, so not a lot. And he's 39 at 56. So he's had a couple of games on grass, and he hasn't performed very well. On turf, a little bit different. 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. His quarterback rating on grass is 85.4. So that's interesting. It makes you wonder if the grass, because it's a little more, it's a different texture, maybe he gets tired easier. It wears him out more. I don't know, but that's something that they should definitely look at. And, of course, in the division, he's only got 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Against the NFC, he's got 13 touchdowns. So division-wise, the division has been tougher on him. So I think, look, what am I trying to say with all this? What I'm trying to say is that everything relies on Matthew Stafford's success when it comes to the Rams getting the win. And I think with our defense, the return of Dre Greenlaw, Hufanga, our secondary, I think that we're going to give him a much harder time than we did the last time around. And if you remember, the last time we played the Rams, we did not have George Kittle. He was out that game.
I mean, we didn't have majority of the other guys. We didn't. I don't think we had Debo, right?
I'm not sure. You know what? I don't think we did. We may have not.
No, the only guy who was good was just Jennings. That was it.
That was it. It was an all Jennings game. Remember that? He had like, was it 3 or 4 touchdowns?
175, 3 touchdowns. Dude, that dude had a monster game.
Monster game.
Can it be a similar performance by Jennings? We'll see.
Yeah, I think it can be, because they're going to be feeding him the ball all day long.
Yeah, and who's the corners for the Rams? They had trouble in the secondary. Like if you look at the matchups from their previous games, bro, their defense gives up some big chunks, and they don't got the linebackers to cover a guy like Kittle.
Well, and the thing too is that we saw what they did against the Buffalo Bills. You know, they were up big, but then they gave up a ton of points and let Buffalo back in the game. Their offense is what bailed them out. Their defense was not bailing them out. It was the Rams offense. I mean, the special teams got a blocked field goal and ran it back for a touchdown. I mean, that's 7 points right there. If they don't get those 7 points from special teams, they don't win that game. It's a completely different game. So that was a big difference right there. So let's take a look at the rankings for each team, as we do usually every week. I don't think we did it last week because we were so pissed off. But let's take a look at these real quick, and I think this is going to tell us a lot. So, total offense. Excuse me, I had this cough for a while. Total offense. Niners are ranked the 4th best offense in the league, averaging 378.5 yards and 32 touchdowns. The Rams are number 15. When we look at passing offense, who's better through the air? Niners are ranked number 7. Rams are ranked number 9. Okay. Ooh. On the ground, rushing offense, the Niners are ranked number 7. The Rams are ranked, where are they? 25th. They're averaging 103 yards a game. This is where the Niners need to dominate. They cannot let Kyren Williams or any running back get the advantage over them. If they can force the Rams to be one-dimensional, which is what they want to be at this point, it's going to benefit them immensely.
Yeah, and what really hurt us last time against the Rams, it wasn't just because of the offense from Stafford. It was because Kyren Williams was actually doing something in that game.
Yeah.
We got to slow him down.
Absolutely. Let me see. Let me tweet this out so everyone knows we're live right now.
Yeah, because that's what I said. The only chance that they would beat us if Kyren Williams had an off game, which he did. So we got to slow him down. You can't just slow down Puka and Cooper. You got to take their running game out of the equation, and that's where they kind of struggle a little bit when they have to rely too much on Stafford.
Yeah. No, and that's exactly what it is. Scoring offense is what you should do. We're tied for 11th with the Chiefs and the Texans, so our offense has actually been playing really well, even though we had 2 really bad games.
Yeah, where's the Rams?
Where are the Rams? Where are they at? Do you see them?
Oh, where are they?
16th. There they are.
Oh, so
right below the Seahawks, the fucking Seahawks. We shouldn't be there to begin with, but, that's a whole different conversation. Yeah. Red zone offense. Okay, we know the Niners have struggled in the red zone. Rams are 13th. San Francisco is 22nd, but we know that's been an issue with them all year.
Yeah.
Third down offense. Niners are ranked 7th in third down offense. The Rams are 22nd. So they're a team that likes to keep the ball, that likes to move the ball on first and second down. They're not as good on third down, which means that you want to keep them in a third and long situation. Don't give them a third and short because they will convert. But it looks like their offense is built on converting the first down. So they want to go first down, second down, first down. That's what they want to do. And so the Niners need to be diligent with their defense.
That starts with slowing down Kyren Williams because that's where he gets them the chunks and all that other stuff, or it starts with those short passes or whatever Stafford does.
And then defensively, all this is courtesy of Fox Sports. The Niners, total defense, we're ranked 3rd. How does that make any sense? That's incredible.
The way we played against the Bears, it kind of looked like how that car was wrecking the car dealership.
I know, right?
Where's the Rams defense? We didn't even look at the Rams total defense where you're showing.
Well, we're going to in a second, but yeah, you're talking about last week when the Niners did this to the Bears?
Shit! I wasn't, huh? I told you, motherfucker.
Whoa! Bro, shit.
Call the cops!
Call the cops!
That's your Tomas Grassos.
Yeah. Call the cops. Okay, so passing defense to the air, Niners are ranked third. They have the third best passing defense in the league.
That's
The Rams.
That's going to be a challenge for the Rams because they have a good passing offense, but the Niners' pass defense is number 3, so that's going to be a difficult task for them.
Absolutely. The Rams are ranked 24th.
We can torch them, bro.
We can torch these guys.
Oh,
Look at what Josh Allen did. He had 5 total touchdowns.
Yeah,
He threw for 3 and ran for 2. Like, Jesus.
Yes. And look what Gino did. He almost had 400 yards, if not for the 3 picks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're allowing up to 225 yards a game through the air.
And Brock actually almost had 300 yards without none of those weapons. Almost 300 yards.
Exactly.
Now
It's very impressive.
Now he's got the weapons. I think he's going to go over 300 yards.
I think so, too. I think Brock's going to come out with some killer instinct. Like, fuck these guys. We're better than you are. We're going to win. Now, if we look at the rushing defense.
Yeah. Rushing defense. Yeah, that's where it
Rushing
matters.
defense. Okay, now we struggle against the run. I'm not going to lie. We're ranked 12th. We allow 115 yards, almost 116 yards a game.
Yep.
The Rams,
They're bottom.
28th, averaging 141 yards a game. So, again, they're not the greatest run defense.
We just got to run it.
The Bears were ranked 26th, and we ran pretty well against them.
We got to do it to the Rams. We got to do it to the Rams, too.
Scoring defense, this is, let me see, where the Niners at for scoring defense. We're ranked 21st. Rams are 24th. Red zone defense, this is a big one. Red zone defense, the Rams are at 8th best red zone defense at 50%. The Niners, we know they've struggled this year. They're 31st at 72.1.
That's where the challenge part is. Yeah,
that's where the challenge is. When they get in the red zone, they got to be able to stop them. But I really do think that with Talanoa Hufanga and Greenlaw back as starters, that's going to make a huge difference. Absolutely. Third down, which has always been a killer for the Niners. The Rams and Niners, where are they at here? Rams are 20th.
Oh, the 20th? Okay.
Yeah, they're ranked 20th with a 40.6 rate of stopping you on third down. The Niners are 27th.
Yeah,
so the Niners don't want to get in third down. The Rams offense doesn't want to be in third down because they're not good in third down. So both teams are trying to avoid third down. So if they work together, they can accomplish wonders. They can both avoid third down.
Yeah, one of them's going to accomplish those.
And that's going to do it for the defensive stats. Now, did we see rushing defense? Yeah, we did.
You didn't show the other part of the. I think you said pass defense, right? Wasn't it? No, pass defense, right?
Yeah, and then rushing defense. I think
total defense. You didn't show the total defense of the Rams.
Let me see. The Rams' total defense is 27th.
Okay, so that's not a good defense. Just a young team, but they don't. It's why their defense is so bad. Bad secondary. Their secondaries can't cover. Linebackers are the most weakest spot at their position. They're very liable in coverage.
Yeah. So
they're good.
Yeah, definitely. So before we get to our score predictions, Cesar Juarez says if Greenlaw play major energy boost. Oh, absolutely, he's going to play. He's in. He's absolutely in. So before we get to our final score predictions, we're going to play the game called 4th and 1, where I'm going to put out a statement, and we can either punt or we're going to go for it, okay? So let's go ahead and let's start up the music. Okay, so statement number 1 for 4th and 1. You ready?
Ready.
Garendo will play versus the Rams.
Like he said, if he's able to move it and play through it, I say I'll go for it.
I'm going to go for it as well. I think Garendo does play, and I think he's going to have another big game against this weak Rams defense. Shanahan will get revenge on McVay this Thursday night.
I'm going for it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going for it too. I think we've seen a new side of Kyle Shanahan, a more ruthless side, if you will, where he's going to go for the jugular more often than not. Garendo will run for 100 yards on the ground.
I would say depends on the touches, but I'm gonna definitely go for it. I'm gonna gamble it. Yeah, I'm gonna
gamble it too. I'm going for it. I think he's gonna break one, and he's gonna get over 100 yards. Next one, George Kittle will have will have more than 100 yards receiving.
I'm definitely going for it because Rams don't have no good coverage at linebacker, and their safeties are not that great.
Exactly. I think George Kittle is the answer to all of our problems. I think they need to lean on him the way Pat Mahomes leans on Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
You just got to start feeding him the ball. It's going to open it up for everybody else.
Yeah, and their cornerbacks is one of their weakest spots too. Like they just got this Emmanuel Forbes guy who's giving up some big plays, so maybe Jennings might get you something out of it.
Let me see. Who are their starting cornerbacks?
You'd be surprised.
Was it Allen Robinson or was he a receiver? Also, it marks the return of, let's not forget, Jimmy Garoppolo will be back in the building.
Just on the clipboard.
Yeah, he'll be holding the clipboard.
Might as well be a QB coach at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, I think if your backup is Jimmy Garoppolo, that's not bad. He's a viable backup. Yeah, it's Kobe Durant and Emmanuel Forbes Jr.
Yeah, that's not like
Ahkello Witherspoon.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they do against the Niners. I don't think they're going to do all that well.
Yeah,
next one.
Ahkello got benched, like you said. Ahkello was benched or something.
Ahkello's garbage. That's why. Debo will go off Thursday night versus the Rams. Is he going to have a big game?
This is kind of like a Debo game because anytime Debo has a game that's his best game by far, it's always against the Rams. So I'm going for it.
Yeah, I'm going for it too. I think what he did is he saw that George Kittle made some comments after the Bills game, then he had a big game. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do it on social media instead. So I think he's going to have a big game. He's going to want to have a big game. He's going to come out with a sense of urgency because he wants to prove not only to his teammates, not only to his coaching staff, but to the fans that he's still an elite receiver in this league. And I think this is the game where he has the opportunity to show off his ability as a receiver and as a running back, kind of as a gadget player. And shit, I got him right there. That's Debo right there behind me. I also got Kittle behind me too, but you can't see him. Okay, so here we go. Last question or statement. The Niners DBs will win the day over the Rams wide receivers.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I'm going to definitely say go for it. I think we're going to limit the Rams receivers from big plays. I think it's going to have to come down to them actually trying to run the ball.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do is to force them on the ground and force them to have to run the football. And I think with Evan Anderson emerging, I think that having Greenlaw and having Hufanga back, they're going to test Hufanga and Greenlaw early on to see if they can make up that ground. And once they do, they're going to realize, shit, we can't run the ball. We're going to be one-dimensional. And Greenlaw's going to come out with a full head of steam. He's going to be looking to rip someone's fucking head off. So I cannot wait for that. So
yeah, that's the kind of presence we're missing with Dre Greenlaw because with DeAndre Campbell, you can run your way with him. But with Greenlaw, nope, you're going to get knocked out. You're not going to see it with Kyler Murray running around this time. He's going to get hit.
If you're running the ball up the middle, Devondre Campbell's not bad. If you're running the ball around the edges, not very good. He's not a sideline kind of guy. Now, if Greenlaw can come back and still show that he's a sideline kind of player, then the rest of the league's going to be in trouble because this guy is going to wreck fucking house. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Mahomes wouldn't be running like that. He would get knocked out.
Yeah, he would have been all over him in the Super Bowl and earlier in the year.
Or Josh Allen running like he did, he would have got hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Our last segment of the show, score predictions and player of the game. What is your score prediction and who is going to be your player of the game when this is all said and done?
I'm going to say 49ers 24, Rams 20. Player of the game. Man, like you said, this can potentially be a Deebo Samuel game. So my gut says Deebo Samuel is going to be the player of the game.
Okay.
Because this has to be a game. I think he's going to have 2 total touchdowns. He's going to have one on the ground, and he's going to have a receiving touchdown. So I think his all-purpose is actually going to make it stand out more.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think so. I'm going to say this is a blowout win. I think the Niners come out with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. They want to. This is going to be another statement game by the Niners, knowing that they're going up against the Miami Dolphins next week. I say the Niners are going to win this game 38-21. I think they're going to go up big, and the Rams will end up scoring 21 points, but it won't be enough. I think the Niners are going to come out and make a fucking statement at home, letting them know that they are a better team than the Rams, and they got lucky last time. And they're not going to let what happened last time happen again. They're going to go up big, and they're going to keep that lead and keep adding on to it. Based on how they played last week, they played phenomenal last week. And if I have to pick a player of the game, I'm picking Dre Greenlaw. I think he's going to come back with a new kind of mean like we've never seen before. In this game especially, he's going to come in and just fucking wreck house. No more are we going to see Devondre Campbell out there trying to cover somebody running out of breath. We're going to see Dre Greenlaw out there. And I think that D. Winters is going to be subbing in for him. Obviously, Campbell will be as well. But on some of those lineups, you're going to see Winters, Greenlaw, and Warner out there. All 3 fast, athletic linebackers. And that's saying that Dre Greenlaw is back pretty much 100%. But we'll see. He might be out of breath early on, so he may be getting a lot of substitutions. But by next week, he'll be 100% in terms of his energy output. So I'm excited for the game. I think Dre Greenlaw is going to be my player of the game, and we're going to win 38-21. Statement game, again, against a competitive NFC West team.
I like that. So we win by 17. That's some good confidence. Just like how we did the Bears. It's possible. We do have the Rams number from time to time, but they only got lucky with those 2 games. We were all battling the backup bowls a little bit on the last one on last year. And then this season, we were dealing with injuries, but they came up better. But now this is the chance for us to bounce back and beat the Rams and make a statement out of them.
Absolutely. Guys, we have 22 watching right now. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to both DreArea Sports and CG Ruthless. Follow us on X. You can follow me on X at DreArea Sports. You can follow Chris on X at what is yours now?
CG Ruthless 1.
And then what's your current handle?
My current handle on Twitter or Instagram.
On Twitter, isn't it Wanaholic?
Yeah, it's just the name. Yeah, Wanaholic. Yeah. Just because I'm riding that train because I've been saying this about Juwan since we drafted him, and everybody thought I was nuts.
No, he's good, dude. This guy is a keeper when it comes to Juwan Jennings. Guys, this show is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use promo code DreArea Sports to save up to $20 on your first purchase over at SeatGeek.com. Use promo code CG Ruthless to save an additional $20 on your first purchase over at SeatGeek.com. You're looking to go to the game this Sunday? Use DreArea Sports, use CG Ruthless, and save yourself a total of $40 on tickets over at SeatGeek.com. We're also brought to you by BetUS. BetUS will match you up to 125% on your first 3 deposits for up to $2,000 when you use promo code DreArea Sports. BetUS is where the game begins. And we're brought to you by PowerBrandSystems. If you're looking for a company to build you a website for your small business, big business, or YouTube channel, then check out PowerBrandSystems. Use promo code 300POWER to save up to $300 on your first purchase over at PowerBrandSystems. They will create you an incredible website to help generate revenue and leads for your business or YouTube channel. If you want proof of that, go to my YouTube channel, which is nicotina.net. There you'll find membership tiers available for DreArea Sports. Membership tiers cost as little as $1 a month to help support the channel. We got communities available as well for $3 a month. If you're a member, then you're in for free. So you save $3 by becoming a member. Now, go to nicotina.net. Go to DreArea Sports and become a member and help support the channel. Chris, I think the Niners are going to win big this week. It's a must-get game. They have to win. The game might be a tie or a draw. I bet.
What do you expect? I mean, it's going to be a good game, or maybe, like you said, I'm hoping that you're right, man. I'm hoping this is a blowout game, because if this is a blowout game, this can be a scary statement for the lead. Because
absolutely.
I mean, if this is a blowout, I'm hoping Jawan Jennings has like a Jerry Jeudy type of game, like how like the other week on the Thursday Night Football. Remember how Jerry Jeudy had like 200 plus yards? I want to see that kind of performance where Kittle goes off and maybe Brock goes almost like, almost 500 yards. That'd be kind of a good performance.
Mm-hmm. I think so. That'd be fucking awesome, dude. I'd love it. I would absolutely love it. Guys, that's going to do it for the show. I got to go pick up my kids. We'll see you guys next week for another episode of 4th and 1, 49er Sports Talk with me and CG Ruthless. Guys, we will see you next week. Go Niners. Go fucking Niners.
Oh, yeah, let's fucking go.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace.